Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to the next episode of the Money Revelation podcast. We're kind of on part three, really, of my journey here, and tell me you a little bit about my financial journey. So we talked about everything, my wife getting me on track many years ago, me not knowing a lot about finances. We bought our house. She told me she had to quit her job. A lot of stuff is happening, right? Yeah. So the final major part of my kind of my opening journey, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about, takes us to the years about 2015 to 2017. Now we at this point we have been in the house for a bit now, and both of our, excuse me, goals in life were always, you guys, we wanted a house. We wanted two dogs, we wanted two kids, not necessarily in that order. So in late 2015, we started the process of adoption. Some of you know that. And seeking our first child, we adopted both our children. It's stressful, you guys. It is stressful adopting. The process is like a lot of paperwork, more than your mortgage. It's expensive as hell, and a lot of patience and waiting as well. So, yeah, you know, that's just for one kid. I mean, like we were going to do this another time. And when I say it's expensive as heck, you guys, I'm talking in the teens of money here. I'm talking 15 plus thousands of dollars. That's just for one kid. Like I said, it's wild. But it was our only choice for our goal. We wanted our two kids. That's how we wanted to do it. And it had to get done. So how did we, you're like, well, how did you got two kids, and 30 grand, whatever, maybe more than that. How did you afford it without like hitting the lottery or something like that? Well, we saved and we saved harder and harder and harder and harder. And honestly, I can't really lie about it because my wife did have a beneficiary savings from one of her relatives that helped out a lot, but it still was really expensive up front, you guys, and for years to come, obviously. Kids are, as I posted recently, kids are expensive until they hopefully leave at 18. But honestly, in realistic terms, a lot of people go to college and hang out with their parents in their house for a few more extra years. So it's not as common, I don't feel like, anymore. That's just what I think. Um, a lot of kids, like I said, live with them through college and until they at least earn enough to go out on their own. So something to think about. And then there's so much more, right? I mean, honestly, there's clothes, daycare, food, diapers, more clothes because they grow out of them within 6 months. I feel like eventually sports, possibly, which are expensive, cars, college. I mean, let's just keep listing it. Um, it's overwhelming when you sit there and really think about it. You, it's scary, everyone. It really is. Um, but after it's all said and done, we come to 2020 and we adopt our second child, Haley. Tony and Haley now we have, right? So tack on another bill, right? You can just do the math in your head, write it down, whatever you want to do, but we're getting there. But we're just joking. I'm just joking. It's not another bill. That's a little bit harsh, obviously. I wouldn't trade the world, honestly, for my family, for my children, anything like that. Um, but for a lot of you out there, this might hit home a bit more. Maybe, you don't have a bunch of savings just you know, laying around, right? Maybe you don't have, 20 grand laying around and you're saying, well, how can I afford that? And that was just kind of like the ending to my journey of I wanted to show you one, two, and three kind of thing of like where I started, how I was at the bottom, how I worked with my wife. We achieved the goals that were most important to us, and we found a way to do it, you guys. Whether we had a little bit of help or not, it didn't it didn't cover all, it didn't cover the whole thing. Let's just put it that way. Like everything combined, when you add everything up, it didn't cover all that. So we had to work hard together to kind of get on the same path and say, all right, well, these are our goals in the coming years, and the only way we're going to do this is by A, B, and C. And so that's kind of the journey I wanted to show you. I thought this would be kind of helpful to kind of just see that even, what are we in here, 2024? Yeah, even 13 years ago plus, this guy had no control of his finances, and I dug out from the bottom and I knew nothing. And I've got to a pretty good place in my life. Obviously, things come up 2023. everybody had a rough year. I think something came up for everybody. If you had a great 2023 year financially and you just crushed it the whole year and not one car broke down or nothing happened to you financially, then praise to you. Praise to you. That's amazing. But I would say a large percentage had a pretty huge financial blunder, but it's over, you can overcome it. And that's what we're trying to do here in 2024 is I'm just trying to coach people up and say, hey, listen, I came from nothing. I came from literally knowing not anything about my bank account hardly, other than I took money out, put money in. That was about it. Maybe wrote a check back in the day, to where I am now, coaching people, coaching couples on what it takes to get to the savings, to the financial goals that you want that are most important to you. So that's kind of it. This was the third part of the episode. I think this is episode 9. I always try and do 10 episodes a season. So I will have one more episode in season 2. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have a guest on. I'm kind of working it out. I want to make it a big bang, I guess you could say, for the end of season 2. And then season 3 is going to be jam-packed with just a lot of good information, hopefully. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you again for joining this episode of the Money Revelation podcast. And I'll see you next time. As always, stay blessed and positive.